Pennsylvania Legislature is in limbo as Democrats and Republicans in the House continue to disagree on several matters, including the operating rules. They are necessary for the lower chamber to simply function.
And while lawmakers have many priorities to get to after nearly a month into the new session, it appears the House might not return to Harrisburg for another 4 weeks. Our Erie News Now State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon is here to break down, Brendan, this gridlock and then also how it could affect that 2-year window for child sex abuse victims. What have you learned, Brendan?
Hey there, Mike and Eva. Good evening. At this point, it's almost certain that 2-year civil window constitutional amendment will not be approved in time to meet this week's deadline for it to appear on the spring primary ballot. It appears that partisan gridlock and a dysfunctional House are to blame.
Harrisburg is broken.
On Tuesday, a frustrated Speaker of the House, Mark Rozzi, gavelled the lower chamber out of session until late February.
The House stands adjourned until February 27, 2023 at noon, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.
Rozzi, who was nominated for Speaker by Republicans, has yet to change his affiliation to independent, something Republicans say was essential for their support.
I mean, he stood in front of the chamber and really all the citizens of the Commonwealth and made a series of promises. He has yet to fulfill any single one of those.
Regardless of Rozzi's affiliation, House Republican leader Brian Cutler says his caucus is ready to work.
I think not being in session is completely unacceptable, and I think it's time just to start to put the rules and the different issues up for votes.
But with no signs of compromise on rules, nor a 2-year window for victims of child sex abuse to file civil lawsuits, it appears the entire legislature is at a stalemate. Before recently passing the Republican Senate, the 2-year window was combined into Senate Bill 1 with 2 other constitutional amendments related to regulatory override and voter ID, both unpopular among Democrats and Rozzi.
I have seen the lows of lawmakers using survivors of sexual assault as pawns to try to force the passage of another constitutional amendment that would make it harder for everyone to vote.
Rozzi says the House doors will remain locked until there's an agreement, and now he's turning to the public for some help.
In the coming weeks, I will be touring the Commonwealth to hear directly from our citizens on how they think the House can best move forward and heal the divides that exist to the hyper-partisan politics of Harrisburg.
And Mike and Eva, again, Republicans saying that the best way to move forward with this is putting the proposed rules as well as Senate Bill 1 up for a vote as soon as possible. Many Republicans also say that they believe Democrats are using these listening tours to sort of stall progress and kind of halt things until February. Keep in mind there are 3 special elections in Allegheny County that are scheduled for February 7th. Now, if those seats are held by Democrats, it would officially give them a majority and control of the House when they would theoretically return on February 27th. Rozzi said he would call the House back to order sooner if Republicans and Democrats can agree not just on rules, but of course also on that 2-year civil window for victims of childhood sexual abuse. Reporting live at the state capitol for Erie News Now, I'm Brendan Scanlon.